Jags traded Dante FowlerJr. to the Rams for a 2019 third-round pick and a 2020 fifth-round pick. LA will now be able to rush the passer with Aaron Donald, Ndamukong Suh, and Fowler. Max Kellerman, are the Rams the favorites?
They were the favorites before this, and they should be slightly heavier favorites now. Obviously, getting Fowler, they think that their biggest issue is rushing the passer. But actually, recently, I thought they've had a problem stopping the run. And that's not Fowler's specialty, obviously. I'll say this about Fowler. For a guy picked third overall, he looked like a bust for a minute. Unfortunate injury to start his career, so athletically not the same at first. He's not starting, I get that. I think this guy is a stud. I think he's excellent. I think there's upside. I think that's a tremendous pickup. And I don't want to compare him to Khalil Mack, but in the sense where you already have a defense that's good. Sometimes you can add an element, and in this case, not as well-rounded, obviously, as Khalil Mack, but a guy who can get to the quarterback can put it over the top. I love this move for the Rams. I think Fowler's a really, really good player who's going to get better. And yes, they are heavier favorites now than before this trade.
Here's what I like about the move. First of all, the Rams got 4 number ones on their defensive line. You got 2, studs in the interior, Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. So we always talk about in pro football, a quarterback wants to step up in the pocket. Well, where is he going to be able to step up? Because now you got guys collapse in the middle of the pocket. Now you add a guy, Dante, who can edge rush and get in the back door and add more pressure. But here's what I see in this move. Remember back in with the Colts days, we had Peyton Manning, and then you had Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis. They would just score so many points, and then teams were playing catch-up the whole time, and then in pass rush. That's kind of what I see right now with the Los Angeles Rams. They got a young quarterback, and they're just going for it right now. They're just adding all these pieces because we all know once it's time to pay Jared Goff, all this is going to be torn down. But for right now, they're taking the approach of you can't score with us, and our pass rush is going to finish off games.
I feel something different from all of this. When I saw that they acquired him, looking at Donald and Ndamukong Suh and knowing their ability to get to the passer right now, why are you buffering this? Why the urgency? Made me just ask that question. Could it be that there might be some concerns about Aqib Talib? Could it be that there might be some concerns about what you've seen from Peters the last couple of weeks? Could it be that you're looking at your secondary and you're not as buffed about it as you thought you were? Could that possibly? I'm not saying that
it's a legit question.
I'm saying there's a legit questions. And so as a result of that, this is the other thing that I'll take into consideration. And remember I said this. Remember right now, when you watch the Rams, if this is old school days, it's no big deal. This is a beautiful thing. Dante Fowler, you just 24 years of age. You ain't starting. You hungry. Played 7 games this year. You didn't start a single game. You got 2 sacks on the year, but there's a lot of upside. You're the former number 3 overall pick. There were expectations for you. You haven't lived up to it. Okay, we'll find out about you. We'll see. But remember this, guys. Because of the rules and the way things are implemented today and the way the quarterback is protected, you know these guys going to go after an opposing quarterback like Rough Riders. How many roughing the passer penalties do you anticipate are coming down the road for the Los Angeles Rams? I sense many. And I promise you, when you during the regular season, what I'm saying seems like a very, very small thing. But if you're going against Aaron Rodgers, and Cam Newton, and Drew Brees, Russell Wilson potentially, Matt Ryan potentially, stuff like that, excuse me, that stuff is going to be chickens coming home.
That's a coaching issue. Bill Belichick's team doesn't get roughing the passer.
But you know what?
Because they don't prioritize getting at the passer.
But you know what?
They bend but don't break. They bend but don't break.
Here's what I look at also.
LA trying to break you.
Here's what I look at also. Right. We saw the game last week. I mean, Aaron Rodgers going toe for toe. I mean, it's basically Aaron Rodgers against the whole Los Angeles Rams team. That's right. And he almost beat them. Yeah. Okay, so I'm saying,
Tom Montgomery, thank you very much.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this whole thing like, man, from the Rams' perspective, we might need another piece to get after people because
that's right.
Because Aaron Rodgers was
the backdoor point. I think was the best one, Damian. That they have those studs in the middle. Although the Packers O-line, which when healthy is very, very good. Very good. They held their own there. But now you got a guy coming in the back door. That's a problem. And here's the thing about Fowler. Look, they paid a steep price after I'm criticizing a third-round pick for a wide. Oh, my God, Amari Cooper gets a first. Still a third and a fifth for a guy who's really like a specialist at this moment in his career.
Who?
Fowler is like a specialist rushing the passer kind of guy.
When you say the word specialist, can you at least be in the start lineup? Hey, when you say specialist,
No, that's what I mean.
It's just a preference.
Wait.
It's just a preference.
No, that's what I mean, Stephen A. If you're not in the starting lineup, you're seen as a specialist, not as an every down guy. But my point is this about Fowler. If it seems like a steep price to pay, yes or no, thumb up or down, baller or not?
Who?
Dante Fowler. I say baller.
I'd go baller.
Baller.
I can't give him baller right now.
I give him baller.
All right, we got to go.
He's not starting.
He's going to be starting now.
No, just say he's not starting.
Max, he mentioned a couple times he went third overall 2015.
I like
You know who went
Dante.
right after him?
I like Dante, but I forgot about him. I forgot about him.
It's kind of like how we throw out, elite to everybody. Like we give out elite. Like
No, what I'm saying is this, Damian. What I'm saying is this. A third and a fifth seems like a steep price to pay. But in fact, at this moment, he's an undervalued commodity.
Right.
But is he a baller?
Yeah,
Baller.
Okay. As I was trying to say earlier before I was rudely interrupted, Fowler went third overall in the 2015 draft. You know who went fourth? Amari Cooper. It's okay. You feel sorry.
Me?
When we come back,
for a first.
both of you, him too. The Rockets did something they haven't done since 2010, and it isn't a good thing. I will explain after the break. Stephen A., cover your ears. That bad man didn't get any help at the trade deadline. Mr. Smith has a message for him. We'll tell you what that is at the top of the hour.